Hello.
Welcome everybody. We're not going to be shouting tonight because our daughters said it's too much.
She said you're so loud.
They said you're like children, the racket you make doing your YouTube videos.
You're so loud.
It's a bit fucking sad, isn't it? I'm 57. He's 50 what? One. And here we are, YouTubers, but we don't care because we love it. But we do get told off by our kids.
So Unique says it's so juicy tonight.
Well, to be honest, I would say that Married First Sight UK has been juicy every single night. I think it's an absolutely brilliant series with brilliant contributors, all of whom, whatever we think about them, have been incredibly brave to put themselves in this position, to be vulnerable. And game. To put themselves in this position. So, you know, we must respect that because it's not an easy thing to go on a reality show, and this is a major reality show.
But can I say that really our opinions on them amount to
Well, it was frozen.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. The experts comment on their behaviour. The experts pass judgment on their behaviour, and you don't think that the experts don't like them. It's just about observing behaviour. So you know, tonight pivoted around George and April really, and Whitney, and what's his name, Dukan.
Oh, yeah, it's such a good point.
Duka.
Did any of you disagree with anything at all that the experts said? Because actually I didn't.
No, I didn't disagree with the thing.
I didn't disagree with the thing. Did anyone else? Did anyone
Zoe,
think,
look,
like,
George has really pissed me off.
Well,
Gossiping too much, Melanie Morrison. We flipped.
I actually think...
Sorry, Russ, George didn't do anything wrong. Just trying to demonstrate how you can two sides of it.
I don't think it was a case of gossip. I think he is still very, very hurt by his previous relationship. I don't think it doesn't feel like he's quite ready to be in another one. I think he has really low self-esteem, and I think it was really the bloke. What's the bloke expert? I love him.
He's great.
We said let him speak more.
Yeah, he always goes to speak and then they cut away.
He's really lovely. When he said he's trying to work out how to feel when he's telling everybody. There was a desperation in him. He wanted to know, because obviously she's said over and over again, well, it was a dare. What does it matter? Men like women snogging in the hot tub. And he doesn't know whether he's been totally outrageous or not.
Natasha's saying he was trying to gauge whether his reaction was right. I got just a couple of things quickly to say about this. She, on the one hand, I think he hasn't got over it enough for it to not spill out of him. I don't actually think he went in there with a desire to, as Lee says, to sort of rake mud or chuck mud. I think he did go in there not wanting to talk about it. They had kind of agreed not to. And I think he found himself, despite himself, perhaps because he was around...
I think he was imploding with it.
Well, no, because I think he was around friendly people willing to listen. Okay, you know, you had Richie and you had various people who were willing to listen. And it spilt out because actually he was so hurt.
I think it's a gender thing going on here as well, because, like, you know what it's like? From a female perspective, if something like that happened, you would be straight away, I need another woman to speak to. And never guess what? I went to get a drink and I came back and he was snogging another bird in the hot tub, and they'd all be, because there is that need to share it. And I felt it was more like that than just like, guess what, she had a kiss in the hot tub. I think he was desperate to know what people thought.
Yeah, absolutely. And when so Richie was kind of, you know, I thought Richie was going to get up and go. No, I thought he was going to... Richie, someone said Richie's hair is a bit like Lego. I thought his Lego hair was going to fly round and he was going to get out his guitar and start sort of playing songs.
To wrap it up for me, I don't think George is ready for a relationship. I think he's still too hurt.
But lots of people here think that George is... Look, someone just said, Jules, poor April. George, run, April. George is playing mind game. I have to say, a red flag for me with George isn't his response to this, because I think this is in the fog of war. He's trying to process his response to her playing a game. I mean, to be honest with you, with her, I feel like saying, why have you entered into dare, truth or dare? Are we really in the category of truth or dare?
I think what the professionals said, she's not hearing.
That it's
she knows her side of the story, but she's not hearing his side of the story. And if you think about it, with him going to talk to everyone about it, he was trying to find out, was her side of the story actually okay? But I haven't seen her at one point, not once, go, oh, maybe it was her. And it was interesting that the gay guy said, I love him so much.
Hang on a minute.
When he went, I'd be hurt. He was great when you're being dramatic,
It went-
didn't he? And he said, "I'd be hurt if I came back and you'd kiss the."
But it's
So
when it's-
that's when she flipped. She said, "Don't make this into two people
Yeah.
saying I've done something wrong."
I thought Thomas was fantastic. When his boyfriend said to him, "How did it go?" and he went, "Fucking terrible."
He makes me laugh so much.
He makes me piss
But
myself.
Mark and I know very well TV wine. The wine they give you on television is always
rancid.
shit.
It's rancid.
It's always warm. And I could see April. I said
Stains
to you,
your
didn't I?
lips.
I said, she's had TV wine.
Yeah.
Because TV wine sends you a bit nuts.
It does. You
So
go
I-
haywire.
So I think she just probably wouldn't have got that
Why
upset.
they reduced it in things like Big Brother and on Love
Yeah.
Island. Because
She wouldn't have cried that much.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have, I don't think, if she hadn't had all the wine.
let's get to Whitney and Duca. Whitney and Duca. Something doesn't make sense here. I feel
Well-
like the guy in it. We're not getting the full picture, are we?
The thing is, I was really glad to hear her say to Kaisa,
Kasia.
he's not done nothing horrible to me,
Yeah,
and
that
he's
was
not a
good.
bad person. Because I thought, because up until then, we were starting to say, oh
Is he
my
being
God,
abusive?
is he a monster
Yeah.
behind the
So I
scenes?
feel sorry for him.
And actually, you're going to be really shocked with me, guys.
Why?
I actually feel really sorry for her. I think
Oh.
she is not okay.
I don't think she should be
I
in
think
this.
she's still in the terrible grief of losing her
I
mum.
agree.
She's totally shitting herself. She thinks she's made a huge mistake. I think he struggles a bit with his language, so he's a bit stilted in the way that he talks. And because she's just completely intolerant, she's built that up. Because there was one moment when I can't remember who it was, asked her, if you felt he was authentic, would you be a bit interested in him? And she went, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't completely not fancy him. She
Yeah.
doesn't. And I was like, oh my God, you could have knocked me over with a wet clipper around my face.
I
was like, oh my God. There's a little
I
part of
don't
her
think
that likes
he's doing.
him.
I don't think he's doing anything wrong. But I can pretend, and this isn't a judgment. This is just about types and all that kind of stuff. There is an aspect to like his speech when he kind of did the kind of welcome speech. My right
Yeah.
armpit started to throb,
Yeah.
and I was a bit like, I know what she means when she says it's not
Yeah,
genuine.
he's trying. I think he's
It's at a
actually
surface
shy.
level,
I
maybe.
think he's actually shy, and I think he's trying to be something he's not. And the more she has a go at him,
Yeah.
the more insecure he gets, the more stilted he gets, the more fake that seems. And somebody just said, what if Whitney is telling the truth? But she did today. She said, he's not horrible to me, and he's not a bad person. Because up until then, I was starting to think there was something weird going on.
But, and this is a huge but. If she was my daughter, I would be saying, when he asks, when
It's a
she
bit
sat back
robotic,
down,
that's
when she
right,
sat
FPL.
back down, and he is a bit robotic.
That's what's making it
When
so
she
fake.
sat back down and he went, "Are you okay?" She said nothing.
Because she's
Nothing. That's outrageous.
Because she was going to sob or she was going to rage. She is
She was
not.
controlling herself.
She is not regulating her feelings at all. I'm quite surprised. It seems to me almost like a reaction to like her losing her mum, and she's like thrown herself into this marriage, and you know, a bit like Rebound. It feels a bit like she's in an emotional rebound, and she's kind of like furious with him that it's not being fixed the way she's feeling.
Yeah.
So you may be surprised. Things might happen.
What do you mean? They'll grow.
Just don't know.
Well, hang on, no, I don't think they will, and you know why? What is going on with Whitney and Kwame? Because that exchange, which April
The
mixed it
expert
up.
said she's mixing it up.
April absolutely mixed it up there. She said, "So is Whitney your type?" And Kwame, to be fair to him, got up and walked off.
Only because he knew he was. He
what?
was showing him true self again.
Oh,
Right, come on. What do you think, Kwame?
Kwame and Whitney.
What do you think?
What do you think?
No, not Whitney. But what do you think about the
Oh,
couple?
Kwame and Cassie.
He just doesn't want.
He's not interested.
I feel really sorry for her. She's
I
a
do
good
too.
woman.
She's lovely.
She's aware of her sexuality.
Yeah.
She knows what she wants.
Yeah.
Just tell her straight, mate, that you just came for
Yeah.
the holiday.
Do you know what? There was someone there I thought she would be well matched with. Who was it? I think it might have been George. The gay couple was so funny. Thomas was so funny when George came in. He so fancies
funny.
him, doesn't he?
I know, it was so
He said every man in there is lovely. What about the couple who were so loved up? It's almost sickening.
Oh, they've sorted for me. I'm not worrying about them.
They're
at
fine.
all.
They're fine.
Oh my God, we have to go back to the couple we were talking about yesterday.
Richie.
Richie's deluded.
Well, Richie, the moment I
There's
felt
no-
for Richie a little bit was when someone said it's going really well, and he said,
Oh,
"Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
it's
us."
just like us." It's a bit of reading the room there. I'm sure he will eventually read the room because I'm.
Well, eventually somebody's going to have to read it for him.
Well, yeah. I think this, yeah, it's a bit frustrating, that one, isn't it? But I thought he was a good ear to listen. He was a good ear for shoulder to cry on.
Yeah,
for
but then he
George.
got a bit pissed and kept wanting to go over it again.
Yeah.
There was definitely a lot of wine involved tonight,
Well,
wasn't
it's
there?
like you said, rancid TV wine. That
It's
was
the
the
worst.
key to.
I won't
that's-
touch it,
that's
even
one
if
of
I'm
these-
desperate for a drink. If I go to a TV do,
Oh.
BBC is even worse because it's almost like they heat up their white wine at the BBC.
Yeah, no.
So
you're
and you go
absolutely
in
right.
and you just go, you know, it's like kind of that wine that just there's no money in showbiz wine. It's always the worst wine you can get.
Don't hold your breath, Mark, says Mandy Nanny. Richie wants to go back to Bavaria again. Oh, bless him. Richie stirred the pot. I tell you one thing about Richie, though. He's got a bloody good voice.
I think he's a sweetie. I
Got
just
bloody
think
good
he's
voice.
got to read the room. She's not interested.
Well, presumably they all now know what's happened. Are they sort of on a non-disclosure where they're not allowed to talk about
Oh,
what
of
happened?
course, absolutely.
I mean, how strong is that?
They won't be able to say anything.
So do you? Okay, final question of the night: is there going to be wife-husband swapping?
Don't know, says. I think there will be
Oh.
a bit of wife and husband swapping.
I
Or
th-
there's definitely going to be wife
Whitney's
swapping.
going to wander. Well, no. What about the stripper, PJ, and what's her face?
Oh.
PJ. PJ's lost all
I thought it
confidence.
was really interesting what the professionals were saying. Everything's become about what she needs and
Yeah.
what her needs are.
Yeah.
And he's lost all sense of what his needs might be.
Yep.
And that's why they need that they need a bit of the couch, don't they, with the professionals
Yeah.
saying, come on, let's just regroup. What do you need? What do you want?
Maybe she needs to get with Duca. That could work. But I feel sorry for PJ. He's lost his mojo. He's completely
And
lost his
he's
mojo.
lost his
He's-
confidence.
he really has.
And the thing is now, I think because he hasn't made a move, how is he going to make a move?
Yeah, I agree.
And she's all like, she's constantly like twitching and moving so that he can't get near her. It's just, it's a shame.
Anyway, more to see tomorrow.
Anyway, we
All
love
right,
you
guys.
lots like jelly tot. Sleep well.
Have a
hit
lovely
the
evening.
subscribe button. See
And
you
don't
tomorrow.
forget, tomorrow it will be a wine o'clock, immediately followed by a members live straight off the back of it. And you might have Nanny die in it.